If you're an avid Xbox player, then you may have found yourself in a situation where your gaming plans for this past weekend were ruined by an Xbox Live outage that not only rendered multiplayer games moot, but also disabled your ability to play single-player games as a result of DRM. And there are already plenty of articles up reporting on this. Here's a Kotaku report whose headline reads, Xbox Network had a rough weekend. Microsoft's connectivity woes raised decade-old questions about DRM. The discussion surrounding DRM is especially linked to Microsoft because you may recall that before the launch of Xbox One, when Don Matrick was running things, they had plans to implement some of the strictest DRM. They eventually backpedaled on that because of how bad the backlash got. But with this latest development where even single-player games were disabled, the discussions surrounding DRM are cropping up again. The article specifies further, for more than 36 hours in mid-May, Xbox players had trouble connecting to the Xbox network. In some cases, players say they couldn't even play single-player games offline that they purchased digitally. Scrolling further down, you'll find information on the fact that usually when Xbox Live goes offline, as long as you've set your Xbox console to your home Xbox, you should be able to access your games digitally. By designating your console as your home Xbox, you could at least play digital games you owned while you were disconnected from the internet. No word yet on why that wasn't the case this time around. Either way, it's disconcerting and spotlights the concerns surrounding DRM, where when decades down the line servers go offline, what's going to happen to our digital libraries? Are they going to be inaccessible like they were momentarily when Xbox Live had this outage? You've got IGN reporting on this. Xbox support has warned that some users are unable to purchase and launch games or start cloud gaming sessions on Xbox Series X, S, Xbox One, Xbox 360, and devices that support cloud gaming. That's right, this outage that disabled both single-player and multiplayer games happened across all Xbox consoles, including Xbox 360, so this had a wide-reaching effect. And that's led to a number of reporters and pundits speaking out against this. Tom Warren from The Verge said, the Xbox network outages this weekend highlight the DRM offline issues Microsoft needs to tackle. Some Xbox owners were left without access to their single-player digital games, even on their Xbox home console. That shouldn't be happening. You've got John Linman from Digital Foundry commenting on this. He retweeted Tom Warren's tweet and said, this is a temporary outage for the moment, but it demonstrates what happens eventually when servers go down. There are many other games and hardware which are tied to server connectivity that may not always be there. And this is why gaming enthusiasts continue to rally for emulation, for ROMs and whatnot, because that's the only way that many games have been able to be preserved. The only way that many of these games have been able to be preserved. Here's one more take from Gene Park from the Washington Post, who tweeted, echoing everyone that the DRM problem is the biggest issue I have with Xbox. It's crazy how I can't play games I bought and own because they can't get their shit together. Imagine not being able to read a book because the publisher's house in England is on fire. It's also a big part of why people were so skeptical about, say, Stadia, which is entirely reliant on cloud, which means that you need to have a constant internet connection for you to be able to access any of those games. If Stadia goes down or if Google servers go down, then your access to your account and all of your games goes down with it. And basically something similar happened with Xbox, with this outage kind of being on a more severe level than what we're used to. And beyond reporters and journalists, you've got your average user tweeting about this on social media, like Cloaked Onyx, who said, wow, Xbox, I can't play Dead Space, a game I've purchased digitally during the Xbox 360 era because a part of Xbox Live is down. A single-player video game needs an internet connection? Really? Here's somebody else responding to Xbox support's tweet acknowledging the issue. I have that same problem, says person who bought this needs to sign in, yet I'm signed in. Xbox has been quick to respond and they have been communicating through Xbox support, but the road to recovery has been a rocky one. So here's a tweet from May 6, 2022 from 1:46 p.m. Pacific. We are aware that some users are unable to purchase games, launch games, or start cloud gaming sessions, basically do anything that the console is meant to do fundamentally. Our teams are investigating. Please keep an eye here and on our status page for updates. And the responses were pretty savage, and understandably so. Here's somebody saying, I love buying games and not being able to play them. It's all users, not some. I can't even play my owned games offline. This is seriously messed up right now. And scrolling down, you'll find a bunch of people posting screenshots and photos of the pop-up message that's telling them that they need to sign in, even though they are signed in. the same message that Tom Warren showed here that reads, sign in with the account that bought the game or installed the app, except in this scenario, this isn't a user issue, this is an Xbox issue. Now, a few hours later, Xbox support provided an update that reads, users should once again be able to complete purchases. Our teams are still investigating issues, launching games, and starting cloud gaming sessions. Please keep an eye out here and on our status page for updates. So they fixed the ability to purchase games first, but actually playing the games, that was still a problem. And scrolling down, you'll find plenty of people not happy about this, still unable to launch Game Pass games. This is ridiculous. Some people did not take kindly to the perception that Xbox seemed more in a rush to ensure that the ability to buy games is up and running first before the ability to actually play the games. Yeah, worried about making money over the ability to have your customers actually able to play the game. Smart. I don't know if that was necessarily Xbox support's intention. Maybe they just happened to be able to get that up and running first before everything else, and everything else was just seeing more severe issues that they had to spend more time with to resolve. I don't know, but it's just not good for optics. And then on May 7th, the following day, or rather just 11 minutes into the day at 12:11 a.m., Xbox claimed that everything had been fixed, saying that all users should once again be able to launch games and start cloud gaming sessions. Thank you for your patience and happy gaming. Except that if you scroll down, you'll find plenty of people saying that the issue hasn't been resolved for them. Damn, still getting the person who owns this game needs to sign into their account to play this game message. And then others are saying that there should never be a scenario where during an outage, single-player digital games are not accessible. Only multiplayer features should be disabled because those obviously rely on internet connectivity. But anything that doesn't rely on internet should not suddenly be inaccessible. Later that day, a few hours later, on May 7th at 9:45 a.m., Xbox support tweeted once again that there are still issues persisting surrounding launching games, purchasing games, and cloud gaming sessions. We're aware that some users are unable to purchase games, launch games, or start cloud gaming sessions. Our teams are investigating. Basically, same tweet that was posted the day before. Because this issue turns out is persisting, it was not, in fact, fixed. And more scathing comments surrounding this issue. Imagine paying $500 for a console plus some more monthly just for it to not let you play games on it for almost a whole day. Again, including single-player games or modes and games that do not require or shouldn't require an online connection. Now, roughly 15 minutes later, Xbox once again claimed that everything had been resolved. Users should once again be able to purchase and launch games and start cloud gaming sessions. Happy gaming. But once again, scrolling down, you'll find people for whom the issue has not been resolved. Lol. Nope. And you can see the message pop up even after Xbox support's tweet that this all had allegedly been fixed. And scrolling further down, you'll find comments that seem to suggest that things actually did go back up, only for them to go back down again. Chris S. here said, yeah, was working this morning, but now down again. And so a few hours later, Xbox was once again forced to copy and paste this message on Xbox support Twitter. We're aware that some users aren't able to purchase and launch games or start cloud gaming sessions. Teams are investigating, etc., etc. The responses and comment section for that tweet weren't any kinder either to this problem that had been persisting for over a day now, and that has left many Xbox users frustrated. Now, Xbox chose their words more carefully with this tweet from the evening of May 7th, 2022, posted on 8:19 p.m. Pacific. This tweet reads, players may be seeing improvements when purchasing and launching games and cloud gaming sessions. We're working on a full resolution. If you still see issues, rebooting your console may help. And at this stage, looking at the responses, you can see that plenty of people were running out of patience, with the issue having persisted for 2 days now, essentially. Further into the evening of May 7th at 10:30 p.m., Xbox support tweeted, players should no longer be seeing issues when it comes to purchases, launching games, or joining cloud gaming sessions. Once again saying, I think this is the third time now they're saying, okay, for real now, everything's been resolved. Except whoopsie daisies, the issue had not in fact been resolved, with Twitter users posting responses like, what the hell is going on? This has never been a problem before, and you're saying it's fixed, yet when I try to play anything, it says the account that purchased this needs to sign in to play a game I already bought on the account I'm playing on. It's still not up for me. This is ridiculous. You guys kept giving me some message as though it was something to do with my profile or having to purchase a game, so I did. Now I'm out $75. Still can't play, and my services aren't up to play something else. And plenty of people also bringing up the DRM discussion. Good job getting everything strained away, but this outage tells me the DRM definitely needs to go away, except at this stage, the issue had not in fact been strained away, or not for everyone, that is. In this tweet published on the afternoon of May 8th at 12:09 p.m. Pacific, Xbox support relayed that European users specifically are currently being affected by issues where they aren't able to launch games or cloud gaming sessions on their Xbox. Once again, they said our teams are investigating. Later that day at 5:21 p.m. on the afternoon of May 8th, they assured that European users should no longer be encountering errors when attempting to launch games and start cloud gaming sessions. But even then, scrolling down, a number of people were still reporting that they were having issue. Here's somebody from France who just said not fixed, showing the error message pop up. But even in America, a number of users were still having trouble. Here's somebody who said, what about the people in the US? Because my Xbox keeps saying, seems like you're having network problems, but my internet is 100% fine. Here's another response that reads, same here. My internet is perfectly fine, but keeps getting you have to sign in BS. I bought these games and want to play these games. Here's one more. Thanks, Xbox. Literally nothing I can do now. So whereas before the pop-up error message asked people to sign in even though they were already signed in, this new error message made it seem like people were not connected to the internet when they are, in fact, connected. So it's still a server outage thing that's impeding players' ability to, well, use the console that they bought and play the games that they bought. Which finally brings us to today, May 9th, 2022. Just this morning at 8:32 a.m. Pacific, Xbox support once again confirmed that actually this issue had not been fully resolved, stating that we have seen significant improvement to the issue that has prevented some users from purchasing and launching Xbox games. We expect full mitigation in the coming days with the rollout of a new update. So clearly behind the scenes hotfixes have not been effective, with Xbox support having erroneously tweeted a number of times that the issue had finally been fully mitigated. So it would seem as though we're going to have to wait a couple days for those who are still experiencing this issue. And with that, as of the recording and publishing of this video, we're pretty much up to date on this issue. Xbox not only needs to resolve this quickly, but they need to provide some statement as to why something like this even happened, when previously, if you set your console to your home console, you could still access games with modes and features that do not require an internet connectivity, and they need to address how they'll ensure that something like this never happens again. But beyond all that, the discussion surrounding DRM must continue to happen, because this is a perfect example, Exhibit A, of why DRM are very much detrimental to the longevity of the gaming products that you're purchasing on Xbox. While this may be a temporary issue now, again, look in 10, 20, 30 years down the line if you still want to have access to your backlog of digital games from back in the day. Who's to say that all of that won't be gone when one day Xbox decides to shut down servers for some of their previous older generation consoles, which will lead to all of those games being completely inaccessible, despite the fact that people, customers, put down hard-earned money to keep them forever. In the meantime, though, we'll see how long it takes for Xbox to fully fix this issue and what sort of explanation they'll provide, if any, as game companies often tend to want to be as vague as possible as to not have to tackle an issue directly, so they can just, like, bury it under the rug and just, like, move on. A server outage causing your single-player games and your offline modes to be completely inaccessible is plain and simply completely unacceptable. Or at least that's one man's take. Let me know in the comments below what your thoughts and opinions are on this major Xbox outage and what your experience has been like if you're an Xbox user. Share your take in the comments below, and to be further updated on all things gaming news, reviews, and discussions, stay tuned right here on Young Yeah. I'll see you guys next time. Young out.